Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to the ACHA hockey.org website. And we're here with our latest coach of the year, and that is the Women's Division I Coach of the Year, Chris Lowe's. Chris, congratulations on the award. Another great year for you and your team.
Yeah, thanks, Lou. Thanks for having me. And it was a wild year, but certainly memorable, and we're real proud of what our team was able to accomplish.
You know, as I'm sure you're aware of, it's been a trying couple of years for you and your ladies, for everybody with the COVID. But obviously, the way that your year ended up was really good, winning your third straight championship. But talk a little bit, if you would, how difficult it was in the past year. First, with the cancellation of the year, and then really, Chris, not knowing if you really were going to have the Nationals again this year.
Yeah, it's been a long stretch, I think, since getting that devastating news that the 2020 Nationals was canceled about a week before we headed out to Dallas again. And I just even thinking about our sophomore class this year, second year girls, they played for 2 full years without a chance to compete for a title, and without any resolution to the 2020 season ending. And so, it's been a long road and lots of hurdles and things to jump through with COVID. But again, we're thankful that we were able to have a season. The ACHA made it go. Liberty allowed us to travel and practice and compete. And, in the end, we made the most of a tough year.
With your team as well, Chris, we talked before, you and I, about the strength of your schedule. And even though it was a shortened season, you had quite a gauntlet this year. You mentioned traveling and having teams come to your place. And I believe it showed how you got your girls really prepared once it came to Nationals.
Yeah, we want to play the best teams year in and year out. And I think this year, with less teams playing, we weren't sure what that would look like. But we're fortunate that a lot of the top end teams, the teams that we're regular competing for conference titles and nationals with, were able to field teams and have a season. So it made for some fun. I think we had Adrian back-to-back weekends late in the year. We had Lindenwood a bunch, and it made for good competition and good hockey.
And we talk about the success that you've had as a program. This is your third straight championship. Chris, is it any more difficult, once you go for the third straight? I know motivation sometimes with young players can be a little more difficult to keep up. But as a coach, how much more difficult is it to keep that string going of winning championships?
Yeah, I think we're definitely aware of how much complacency can hurt a program. I think that's something we talk about as a staff, is that's kind of the opponent to continued success. So just trying to continue to set new goals and try to take that program to the next level. I mean, I'm make no secret about the fact that we want to be next year better than we were this year, and so on and that's how we kind of build a program. And but I think at the college level, the great thing is that mix of young energy and veterans. And I think having like vets to carry that success and carry culture from year to year is important. And then adding in that fresh blood, like we've got a great rookie class next year. We had a great class this year that contributed big time, and kind of combining those two. And it's for our vets, they want to keep that success up. They don't want to, be there for the fall. And for our young players come in and they want to buy into what we've been doing and make sure it's not on their watch that we aren't able to achieve our goals.
Well, this year with the national tournament in North Dakota, it was a gauntlet for that as well. You made it to the Frozen Four, and then you played a Midland team. You were up 2-0, and then they scored a goal with about 3.5 minutes left to go in the third period. Did nerves set in at all in that last 3.5 minutes? I like how the girls were able to hang on to that win, but that was a tough, grinded out kind of a victory to get to the championship game.
Yeah, I think a bit of both. I think we're a pretty confident team when we're ahead, and we've done a good job this year protecting leads. So I think we felt good about defensively and goaltending, like setting up a wall and protecting our goal late in that game. I think the big thing about that game is just that start. We got 2 goals in the first minute and a half. And, at the time, you kind of think the floodgates might just open. And I think our team has shown offensively that we have the ability to do that. And it didn't happen. I think Midland tightened up. And really, if anything, we look back and we're thankful that we were able to kind of catch them flat-footed or cold or whatever analogy you want to use. And we were able to ride that the next 58 minutes. But, they gave us a great push. They played a real good game. But I think team defense was big for us all year. And I think our scoring was down a little bit at nationals, but that's kind of normal. Teams tighten up, defense gets better. We're playing the top goalies in the league. And we did enough offensively, and our D came up really big.
And then you went to the championship game against Lindenwood, jumped out to a 3-0 lead after 2 periods. And again, your defense, as you mentioned, played strong in that you gave up a goal in the 3rd period, but from what I saw, Chris, it looked like a very well-played game for your ladies. What did you talk about going into the 3rd period with a 3-goal lead? Some coaches say that's the toughest lead, the hardest lead in hockey is a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than a 2-0 lead. So I don't know if I agree with that. I think we have girls that have done it. So I think we saw all year a pretty consistent state of calm, both in our locker room and on our bench. And I think we saw that. I think our team stays pretty steady, whether we talk about it as a staff, up 5, down 5, we play the same way. So our goal is to go in and win each period. And that was the goal going into the 3rd too. Let's go win that period 1-0, which didn't happen. But we did enough, and the clock was our friend in that game.
So you won your 3rd straight championship. I know the first one for you is, they always say the first one's sometimes the most exciting, but tell me it doesn't get old getting to reach the top of the mountain every year. What was different about this 3rd one in a row?
Yeah, I think they're all different, right? Every team you have at the college level with girls transitioning in and out, every team's unique. And so it was our 3rd time over 4 years with the COVID year. Mm-hmm. But it was the first time with this group. So every team's kind of its own journey. And I think that's how we go into each season. That's how we'll go in next year, is we've got goals, and we've got to kind of continue along that progression as we go. And no, it was exciting this year. Probably, they're all exciting, but this one, because of the long lapse and nationals being canceled the year before and COVID and jumping through, I've heard people say, well, maybe we put an asterisk on this one. Not everyone was playing, but I think this year had as many obstacles as any other year, if not more.
Oh, I 100% agree. And that kind of ties into my next question, Chris. Sometimes we don't give the kids and the ladies, in your instance, enough credit for for the perseverance that they have. There could have been a lot of times they could have said, you know what, the heck with it. It's just so difficult, not knowing if you're going to play, how much you're going to play. And the one thing I think we forget too is, these kids, they're there to go to school first and foremost, and they got to keep that in mind. And the situation that they're in, I can't say enough about what the kids went through and how well they all did at each level.
Yeah, I mean, every week, was brought changes. The governor would issue new rules. We would have new policies in place around the rink, around campus. Games were canceled and rescheduled dozens of times. We were shut down. We had a couple quarantines as a team due to some testing. So yeah, there was just countless. It was hard to build momentum. I think I said it like going into nationals just with our staff. Like, I don't think we were nationals ready. I think we felt like we were mid-season form compared to other years. It's just the way the year was, and I'm sure other teams felt the same way. So even more kind of thankful that our girls found a way to get it done in a year where we weren't probably as polished or in playoff mode as we should be.
Now, you and I talked briefly before we started the interview, and one of the things that fascinates me too is talking with coaches that win the championship. It's not like it used to be, years ago, where you could take a few months off. you're probably on the phone that night or the next day with recruiting. It's now like almost a 12-month a year job if you want to stay successful. Talk a little bit about that, if you could, Chris, about it's, it really is once you're at the top of the mountain, especially.
Yeah, I think we're motivated as a staff to keep getting better, and that's what we try to do, day in, day out, and that includes the off season. I think recruiting was wild this year. Unlike any other year, had to be really creative in how we were doing it, how we were connecting with kids. Really excited about our class, maybe the best incoming class, recruit class we've had in my 4 years here. So that's really exciting for the fall. We signed 3 defensemen from Canada, and at the time when we signed them, none of them had been to campus. So That's super unique as well. One of them's now been here, but we've got a couple girls coming that have never been to Liberty, haven't stepped foot on campus. So that's super unique too. And I'm sure it's a little bit daunting for them, and there's more questions than there normally be. But we're fired up. We're excited. Grades just came out for our team. Our girls killed it in the classroom. So real proud of what we did off the ice as well. Again, in a tough year, our girls were balancing in class and out of class learning, quarantines, all that, and they still found a way to get it done as students first.
So did you ever have to think when you started out coaching that you'd have to be this technically advanced computer wise and everything with not only recruiting, just talking to the kids that you have? It's probably opened up a few more windows for you.
Yeah, we've had to be creative being down in Liberty. There's not a lot of hockey in Virginia. There's not a lot of high-end hockey within a few hours of us. So our recruiting always is very creative, and we're fortunate to have some talented people and invested people in our program and what we're doing that help as eyes and ears and help on the scouting front. But yeah, technology, Zoom calls, there's lots of new ways that we weren't doing this a year or two ago.
Well, Chris, I appreciate you taking time out this afternoon to be with us, and congratulations again on the Coach of the Year award. That's got to be, it's the icing of the cake for a great season, and just one that has again been a little strange, but yet the reward for you guys or your gals is winning that championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was a great year, and all the glory to God for sure, first and foremost. And just thankful for our staff and the people, not just coaching staff, but extended staff from strength and AT and academics, and all the people that pour into our student athletes. And thankful to be in a spot here at Liberty where I get to do what I love.
Well, good luck this coming year, and look forward to following your gals and your team, and hopefully we'll see you down in Missouri come next April or March.
Absolutely. That's the plan.
All right.
Lou, have a great day.
Thank you.